Welcome back.
Hi. We missed y'all. We miss y'all every week.
Every
I
week.
think that is what it is.
We look forward to these moments.
So unless this is a Sunday and you're listening to this when it drops, or you're on your way to work on Monday and just getting caught up, on everything that you may have missed. Happy you're here.
We're so happy you're
We're
here.
glad you're here.
Yeah.
Yes, audio and YouTube. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know what that was. That's our new thing, I guess. Hey.
Hello.
But we're so glad that you guys are listening in. We are how many episodes in now?
I think this one will officially be our 10th episode.
What?
Yeah.
We've been working, y'all. It just goes by so fast. Like,
That means that's 10 total weeks of straight posting.
wow.
Shorts, YouTube, like all of it.
Wow.
10 weeks.
Good job for us.
We officially hit our 10th episode.
Wow. Right on.
We did that.
That's exciting.
It is.
I'm
I was
stunned.
counting because I was counting when I was doing like the uploads and stuff, and I was like, no, I think this will be 10. I think this is 10. I think so.
That's such an accomplishment considering it takes a lot of work to do this. Just the details. Yeah. But it's a labor of love, and I'm excited that we are at 10, and I'm happy we started. Because for me, it's not that it just was about doing a podcast.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do another episode where we kind of just do like a check-in on like, this is a new like milestone.
Yeah.
How do we feel after doing 10 episodes, and what do we hope for the next 10? I feel like if you could do 10 of something, or if you could do anything for 10 seconds, you can do things for longer.
Girl, you better preach.
So,
I love that.
if you can do it for 10 seconds, I promise you can do it for another 10 seconds. Before you know it, 30 seconds, a minute, and it just keeps going.
Yes. So, welcome to In the Bloom of It All podcast.
In the bloom of it all.
I am Tyree Montgomery.
And I'm Cheyenne Montgomery.
And we are going to get into today's topic. And we're just going to ask each other some cool questions.
Yeah.
This is something that we enjoy doing because it's letting us in, and we don't have to like try to figure out what that looks like. We've curated some questions that we found, so we haven't gone over these questions.
No, we haven't really reviewed them at all. So this is going to be light and fun. For those of you that may have watched or even listened to our previous episode where we use the We're Not Really Strangers questions, definitely full of laughs, definitely just fun all the way through.
Yeah.
And so with all of our other more, intuitive and deeper questions that we kind of go over with the podcast, we want to bring back something light for our 10th episode.
Yeah. Nice. So.
You ready?
Yeah. Okay. So since you are adulting and you've moved out on your own.
So they say. Yeah.
Do you, or what do you miss about us all being in the same house?
Noise. It's a weird thing, but yes, noise.
Yeah. So like
dogs barking, being able to recognize who's coming up the stairs by their footsteps, like certain things that are just so like niche or like small things, but things that I just like, oh, it's not just me here, or there's someone else is also here, so you don't feel like you're fully by yourself. I may be in my room doing my thing, but like there'll be other people around. I think I wanted space, of course, but at the same time, I'm just like, dang, there's really nobody here. Just creaking
like,
sounds.
Hello?
The refrigerator humming is the most loudest sound that is in this apartment. So it's just very interesting. But yeah, I would say noise. When you come from a house that's like 6 people, a bunch of people, 6 people, and 2 dogs, there's noise.
Yeah.
Always.
And is that, so you're saying like that's a comforting thing?
It's a comforting
Gotcha.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. When, that's like, it's a comforting thing because it's something that I had for so long. And then now it's like, oh, there's none of that.
It's just me.
It's just me. And Honey.
And Honey.
Her little meows everywhere. So she makes it seem like there's more people here. So that's nice.
You need that companion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
glad you miss being
home. How would you describe your fashion style?
Mine?
She said, oh.
I mean, it's just...
She's like, do I have one?
It's all over the place. I personally feel like at one point I had this whole like rocker, chic, like Gwen Stefani. I used to think she was just an example of how my mind be. Like, I like my outfits to look kind of eclectic. Like,
yeah.
But then I also liked how Lala Anthony would wear the blazer with the jeans and
blazers.
Yeah.
I definitely remember the blazers like being like everyone's main fashion point, and they were in different colors. Someone had the little scrunch sleeves naturally. Like, you definitely had the blazers.
Yes.
Fits, blazers at the bar, blazers at the everywhere, restaurants. Everybody had on a blazer or two,
blazers
and a vest of some kind.
But I think just over the years, as I've grown and became more refined, and just more mindful of what I'm wearing, I think also, I know also just, the kind of work that I do, and then, just being a mom and being what I consider more appropriate for my age. Not to say you can't dress and wear whatever you want to wear. I'm not one of those people, but I think for me, it just internally came on its own. Like, I just feel like being a little more modest and being more a reflection of who I am in this season of my life is a little more chill, relaxed, refined, polished. Depends on where I'm going.
Yeah, I was like, how does that translate into what you feel like you wear the most? Do you feel like you wear more like workout clothes or like athleisure things, or
pants.
Things that are comfy, or do you feel like it's kind of like a mix in between?
I feel like I have a very clearly defined look. It's more like polished, assertive, but colorful when I'm stepping out.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
So what I mean, like a hoodie, jeans, cute tennis shoes. I'm actually getting into baseball hats now. But if I'm going out on day night, I pull it together and I get dressed up. It's still more modest, but I think dressing up still looks one way, and then so that's why I say it's all over the place, because it depends on where I'm going. If I'm with my friends, I kind of look like almost the same as date night, like throw on a cute dress or a cute top,
Yeah. I say most of the clothes that I have, or where I feel like my style has been, is very just simple. It's very like basics and then a pop of color or something. And usually the pop of color ends up being my shoes. And so I have a lot of shoes that are like different colors and things, or like I add like little stuff to my shoes. Like I have like my Sambas, and it has like ribbon for like shoelaces and like beads and things. Like I try to,
I have noticed that.
being more creative like with my shoes, and then accessories. Like I feel like accessories also helps bring an outfit together. Like something that may be a little more bland. And then you had a bunch of jewelry and bracelets and earrings, and then like layering the jewelry parts. And then I'm like, oh, I feel more put together.
It's simple. The accessories can really level up an outfit that is just considered plain. I think that is something I've been doing more too lately. It's just putting on more bracelets.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like look at my Pinterest board though. You would think, based off of what's on there, like, girl is jiggy. Okay, I just don't know what that is.
Yeah.
My Pinterest board are all the things I'm inspired by and that I admire. And I just think these outfits are so cute. And one day, But then when I go to the store, I don't get those things. Mm-mm. What is that?
I don't know. I do the same thing too because there's a lot of Pinterest boards that I have where I'm like, no, I really want to try and recreate these outfits. And some of them I actually have and I enjoy them. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think it's very realistic of like, where am I supposed to get these things? There's not many stores where I feel like have the exact same things that I'm looking for in store. Right. From the Pinterest board. So it makes it hard.
And then you click on the link and you get like $87 for that little shirt.
I thought that was for the whole fit. $87 for the shirt, the jacket, the pants, and
right.
That makes more sense.
Plus here, there's not a whole lot
of stores.
Well, stores, but not only that, things to do. Mm-hmm. So I go out and get all these cute outfits.
Where am I going with it?
Where am I going? You know, like you got to create the environment for the outfit. And then that's like, dang, that's a lot. But yeah, I don't think I really have a defined look.
No.
Yet. That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Okay. What's next?
Let's see. What is your favorite memory of me when I was younger? That would have to be something that I've told you.
I'm not sure. I don't know how I think about that.
Let's find a different one.
When I was younger, I guess my like youngest memory that I can remember.
Girl, yeah, this is me asking you.
Yeah, that's what I said, come again.
They put I.
So okay, yeah. So
what's your favorite memory when you were younger?
Got you. Okay, that makes more sense. So it's just like, I wasn't there.
And I'm just like, how would she know? I'm all trying to work it out.
What is a memory of your memory that I'm trying to understand?
What have I told you?
One of the memories you told me that is a memory that I can recall.
That I held on to so deeply.
I was there. I was like, I don't know how that's going to work, girl. I don't understand. Okay. So of you, right? Or just my youngest memory?
Yeah. What's the memory of you that you have when you were younger that is one of your favorite memories?
I'd say Great Wolf Lodge. That was like our, one of our first and like many like vacations that we did and like overnight vacations as a family. And I just feel like at Great Wolf Lodge, there was just so many things that happened there.
Yeah. There was a lot.
There's just so many things. And it's just like, it's a lot of little isolated memories, but they're all at the same place.
Yeah, they did good with that place.
Yeah, it was great.
They had us busy.
I loved it. And the water was warm.
Yeah.
Like, they had it humid in there. For the Pacific Northwest, I don't know if many other places have Great Wolf Lodge. I'm pretty sure they do. But for the most part, Great Wolf Lodge, it's warm inside in a place where it's very cold and rainy majority of the time. You can go anytime and you're like transported, and it's very cabin style and like you're in the woods but you're not and it's just very fun. It's very quirky and like it's a eclectic thing, but I'm very like, it's whimsical. Really cute. So I remember they had like a kids floor and it was just for kids. And it was like arcade on the whole floor, and they had like kids' little dance party and stuff, and like it was supervised by like their staff, but like literally it's just a room full of a bunch of kids playing games and stuff. And I remember that being fun. And then I remember that was the first time I had like actually got on like a water slide.
Oh yeah,
that was my first like real water slide experience, and I didn't know how to swim.
Right.
And I went with Dad. And Dad was in the back, and I was in the front.
Oh, gosh.
So when we came out of the slide, I launched off. Like, like you see those things, and like you jump on one end, and the person jumps. Yeah, it was that.
Oh, no.
Into the water.
Were you able to like get up right away?
Yeah.
Or, like, stand up?
A little bit. It was more like I was on the edge of a toenail trying to bounce back over to where I was supposed to go. It was fun because in the moment it was like,
it was fun.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. Okay. But it was also like, ooh, I'm a little scared because I just got launched like 3 feet into the air, into some water. I said, that's never happened before. I was like, I'm too small to be sitting on a ride with my dad who's
probably controlling more of the power.
Yeah, I said the weight and his force had me lifting up, so I'm in the whole tunnel just... cruising.
It was good when it was in the tunnel. You didn't think about the landing.
This is great. You come out and it's just hit the water, and I said, poof,
right,
just launched. And I was like, oh my gosh. I just remember floating like this and then just landing in the water. I was like, this is nuts. Girl. And I was like, I'm not going to do that again, but that was fun.
Yeah. I remember going up those stairs and then turned around and came back down. I was like,
And then it had that giant bucket that fills up with water.
Oh, and it dumps it on you. And then it
dumps.
Girl, it took my breath away.
Yeah.
I remember I was standing under there. Kira was like a baby. Because it feels like
it lasts forever.
And I was like, hold my breath. And I was like, oh, shoot, I got my baby in my hand. Is she okay? I was trying to survive. Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, it's good times.
I love going there.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Great Wolf Lunch.
Okay.
Let's see.
It's so funny because when you guys tell me about stuff that happened to y'all when y'all was a kid, if it was anything that was like dangerous or made my kids sad, I will be feeling all the feelings all over again. Like, wait a minute, who was there? Who had you? What did she say? Oh, And it's like, Mom, that was when I was in the second grade. I don't care.
So long ago.
I'm upset, just like it was yesterday, all over again. Why am I just not hearing about this? 20 years later, and I'm all like, I need names. I'm frustrated.
But I was like, with those memories, it is funny because, like, when we would be at home or something like with Dad, we would do the most just outrageous things that I know would not fly if you were.
Yes.
Nerf gun battles, rearranging all the furniture, us flipping over couches and dining room tables riding down the stairwell like on mattresses. I had on a helmet. There's footage. I had on a helmet and then I just laid back and I just slid all the way down the stair on a twin mattress.
We have 13 stairs in our house.
Yes.
That goes from
it goes up, it goes straight down, and it goes straight towards the front door. So if the front door was open,
you would have went right out the door.
Right out the door and just flew out. But instead, I slid down and I went right up against the door. But I had a helmet on, so I was like, I'm safe. It's good.
I was like, this is wild. But I didn't never get upset because I was just really happy that y'all was having a good time.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me because, you be all strict and stuff. As a kid, you know what that feel like?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to let my kids just have a good time.
And it'd be during the summer, too. Clean it up. Yeah. I was like, it'd be during the summer, too. So it's like, we're all at home. We're not, like, at a summer camp or anything. So it's just like, we need something to do. So why not scale the side of the house with a jump rope? That seems fine.
No, that time when you guys was on the roof.
Yes.
Now that about took me out. I was like, what is going on?
Every day. And then they'd be like, so what did y'all do?
Your dad was like, oh, they're fine. It's flat out there. What? He was like, yeah, Mom, let me show you. I don't know if I want to see this. Yeah. That was too much.
I was like, we just did a lot.
Out there taking photo shoots on the roof. I was like, what is going on?
It was so fun. And it was like really great pictures.
They were really good pictures.
They were really good. I was just
Matter of fact, they're still on your photo page.
I was like, I loved it. I loved it a lot. So I'd say I am someone who travels a lot. Been to a few different countries. What is on your list that you would like to do?
One of the places that I really want to go is Jamaica. And I want to go to Santorini.
Santorini's on my list too.
And I always imagined me taking a trip with my girls, my daughters, to Spain. I don't know why I always felt like that would be like the great trip. Great place for us to take a trip together. So yeah, those three places are like top tier on my list. Of course, then there's the Bahamas. Haven't been there yet.
Santorini is just so picturesque. Just the really blue waters and the white buildings and everything. And then just being by the water and on a little boat or something, nice flowy cloak. Like, it's just it's a nice vibe. I've always just wanted to go. It's very relaxing. But also, like the sisterhood of traveling pants. I don't think it takes place in Santorini, but
I don't
close
either.
enough. It's definitely Greece.
Yeah, it definitely
but
is.
That's just that's the picture I get in my head, riding on a little donkey on some stone steps.
Right, which I probably would not do. No. It looks super scary.
Absolutely not. But, I'd be terrified. I'll fall. I'm pretty sure I would fall.
I was like, how is she balancing sideways?
She not.
On that.
She not.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, that's
not at all. But yeah, Santorini, that sounds nice. And then Jamaica, I definitely want to go to Jamaica. But when I think about Jamaica, I think of Stella Got a Groove Bag. So, like, it's just funny how I just associate it with certain movies. Right. And then Spain, I don't know what movie I said.
Love and Basketball.
You say Love and Basketball. Okay. Is that when Monica was playing overseas?
She was playing overseas.
With the little braids in her hair.
Yep. That's so wild. That's probably where that reference came from.
She's like, I just need to go to Spain.
Yeah. It seemed like it was really nice. Yeah.
I say, like, Spain, if I was to go to Spain, I want to also go to, like, Lisbon. So, like, it's in Portugal. And so Portugal is, like, near Spain. So then it'd be, like, a little train ride, a little hop over, and then you can go back. So you stay in one place for a couple of days, stay in another place for a couple of days. Yeah. I said, that's the only thing about Europe. I was like, things are very close together, and it's literally train rides apart. Where I feel like in the United States, like, every state feels like a country because they're very different.
Very different.
Very different cultures, very different foods. Like, everything is completely different when you go from state to state to state. Which I feel like I've seen that a lot on, like, TikTok of, like, people in, like, Europe and stuff. And they're like, I don't understand why Americans don't have passports and this, that, and the other. I'm like, there's a lot going on here. There's full-on attractions in different states that are only in those states. So I was like, some people just don't have to. Like, if that's not what you choose to do, you can travel all 50 states and have a completely
drive.
Exactly.
You can just be on the road.
You can just keep going and just keep going. Do a full loop and make stops.
Go on a tour.
Full tour. I was like, it's all 50 states. Everything's different every time throughout the year. Something else.
And then, of course, my phone. Okay.
What's next?
What is your secret happy place?
My bed. I guess it's not a secret. My bed. I was like, Days be tough, get in bed. Have a good day, get in bed. I don't have nothing else to do on board, get in bed. I promise you, the bed is my secret happy place. You bring snacks, get a nice full bottle of water, you set up your laptop, you watch a little movie, you get cuddled up.
You're like, this is life.
This is great. This is the best place to be. The amount of money I spent on my bed, of course I'm going to be in there.
Right.
My bed.
It cracks me up because I was talking to my mom one day, and she was like, some people, they like dancing. Some people really love to just go and travel this world. She said, I just really like sleep. And get in my bed. I was like, that don't sound right. And she said, it works for me.
Yeah. I said, for me, I'm not sleeping. It's just, it's a comfy space.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I make sure I'm not having like my outdoor clothes on. If you have your outdoor clothes on and you get into the bed, that's a little nasty. You might want to check on that. Change. Get into something comfortable. Take a shower. Okay, then get in the bed. It needs to be clean.
Right. This is true. It's a must.
It's a must. It needs to be clean. And then especially because I'm someone who likes to make my bed every day. So I'm getting in and I just know it's going to be the right kind of comfy every time.
It's different. It hit different. If anybody just walk away from their bed and go back to their bed, y'all missing out. Y'all missing out because there is something unique about when your bed is made. You got good, your bed is made. You got clean sheets. And you've had a hard day, or you just had a day, and at the end of the day, you just get in the shower, oil yourself down.
Yeah, especially if you say if you recently just shaved your legs too, it's all nice and smooth. Everything's smooth. The sheets just lay all nice.
And you be doing rubbing your feet around.
Last holiday with Queen Latifah. And she's just like, I'm just taking the sheets around the block. I said, that's exactly how I feel. She was sprayed out. She said, nothing. I'm not doing nothing.
She said, I'm going to take these sheets around the block.
love that scene because I was like, I feel you.
She
Absolutely.
like,
yeah. I said me. Me. That is me. Get a good pillow. And I have so many pillows on my bed. I just love to be comfortable. But I really only sleep on maybe one or two. And it's just a certain pillow that's just the right amount of comfort and squish and firmness. And it's just, I go to sleep just fine every time.
See, that's interesting. I literally remove my pillow. And like sometimes I'll sleep with a pillow, but it has to be like firm and kind of flat. And when I wake up, sometimes I move the pillow.
She said, "Chuck it." She
and
said,
then I just lay flat. I don't know, but you know what I noticed? Okay, so it's kind of off the subject, but a while back I was waking up with like cramps in my neck and my shoulder, and I was like, "Oh, it's the bed. Get a new bed." I still kept waking up with cramp. I spent over $100 on a pillow. It's a lie, but I'm telling you, I was desperate because I was like, I'm tired of waking up with this pain.
Yeah.
So I got me and your dad matching pillows. There was $100 a piece. They sold really well. You know, sold me on them. Anyways, he told me all these things. I was just in a place of desperation. That's why you don't go shopping for nothing when you're desperate. Because I'm telling you, people tell you, they say poop on a stick. Just listen. I was like, I need something for this. I need this, that. I told him everything he needed to know to make the sale. So he went, oh yes, this pillow does this, that. I was like, let's do it. And it's on sale for $75. Oh yeah, who buys it? So I got the pillow, was into it for a while, and then after a while I started saying, this felt really good. I don't know if I was just like listening to what he was saying and I was psyching myself, but after a while I came out of that and I was like, I'm still in pain. So I went and YouTubed it out, and it was saying how if you sleep without a pillow that you allow your spine to align. Oh, that rhymed.
Spine to align.
Your spine to align.
Oh gosh.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. It was hard the first 2 days. I was just like, this is awkward. I just felt like it didn't feel right. But as I continued it to see it through, because they said take about a week, you'll notice it. So I did. I woke up refreshed, no more pain, no cramping, nothing. I just felt like I could bounce out of bed. And your dad was waking up going, said you need to check that pillow. He said, I can't just sleep without a pillow.
Yeah.
And then I was waking up like, what do we do today? I felt good. So I do sleep with a pillow sometimes, but it has to be almost close to the mattress.
Gotcha.
Not worn out kind of pillow, but just like it can't be super, super fluffy where I'm sinking into it. And then at some point, I'm going to remove it. And I wake up feeling great. So different strokes for different folks. I'm just saying, y'all might want to try it. If y'all having cramps in your neck and you feeling achy, breaky, try without a pillow just for a little while, just to see. You can't knock it till you try it. Don't say I ain't never help you with something. Just saying.
Brought to you by Mattress. Lay flat today.
Okay.
Let's see. If you could go back to any age in your life, what age would it be and why?
I would have to say my early 20s. And the reason why is because I felt like, so I got married at 20. I had my first child when I was 18. So a lot was crammed into a short period of time. So in my early 20s, I thought I was supposed to do and be a certain way because I was a wife and a mom. But I wish I could go back. Not so much like, oh, I want to go back, but if I was able to choose, I would go back and just enjoy life a little more, not take things so serious, not walk around with all these expectations that I needed to become this woman, you know, to do all of these things. So yeah, that's why. But other than that, I feel like for the most part, I progressed and evolved where I'm supposed to, and I think everything happened the way it was supposed to. I don't regret anything, absolutely not. Now there's some things that I would do differently, not with a regret. Just if I had the option, yeah I would go back to my early 20s and just live life, girl. put you in my back pocket and keep it pushing.
Let's go.
Like, shoot, we out here. We just gonna have a good old time.
We outside.
Mm-hmm. And I'm this kind of wife.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm this kind of mom. And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was looking at people and trying to figure out my own landscape.
Mm-hmm.
I was finding other people's bloom to be mine, and it wasn't working. Because you keep feeling like you're not there yet, or you're not enough, or I need to do better, or I need to do that. Everybody was living their life trying to figure it out just like me. Yep. That's what I was learning.
Yep.
And what I've learned, even like as a wife, like everybody's still trying to figure it out, you know, and there's no perfect way to do it. I mean, as long as you're doing your best, you know. So I would go back and tell her, girl, chill. Relax.
Bring it down.
Yeah, it's not that deep. And no one's really checking for you about all the stuff that you're checking. Ain't nobody checking for you. Like, nobody's looking at what you're doing. They trying to figure out their own life. They're not paying attention to all the things that you're doing. You know, you was alive and well and breathing and kicking. The house wasn't getting burnt down. You weren't malnourished, you know. Yeah, just like there's no reason. And then Camry came along, you know. I just kept it going. And then Akira came. Like, we just kept it going. And Lacey, like, we just, like, you can't plan all this stuff. And I think in my mind, I was trying so hard to, I was really trying to compartmentalize everything. Now, this go like this, girl. I would go back to my 20s and live my life with my children and my husband in a way that would have just been our own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. What you got for me?
Let's see.
That's literally how it feels.
Like, this is the only problem with not actually.
This question is for 500 points.
Okay. When was the last time you cried?
A couple days ago. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
A couple days ago. What for? Probably can't remember. But I know I needed to.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was younger, I just didn't cry so much. Like, it just took a lot for me to just cry about things. And then now I feel like I'm just very emotional about everything. And I'm just like, oh, just so tired.
Did you feel like you couldn't cry, or you didn't feel comfortable being vulnerable when you were younger? Or
no. I think it was just more... I don't know. I don't think I was just that in tune with my emotions to begin with, to where it's just like, this is something where I should cry. It was just more like, okay, I didn't like that, or I felt a little overwhelmed, but not to the point where I was so overwhelmed with emotion that I would cry. But I also know that when I did cry when I was younger, it felt like I was crying. Like, it just, sadness or like my emotions felt so big and so strong, where it's just like, then there was times where like, I don't want to cry because I really feel like it's going to put me down for 2 days. Like, it's a lot. I was like, I don't like these extremes of just like so sad, you know, but now I'm just like, okay, cried for a little bit. All right, get some ice cream and watch a show and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm fine.
Right.
I mean, it's just things where, like, you know, I cry at movies or I cry at just, like, why is McDonald's always never having ice cream? I just don't understand. Like, always. What do you mean? Like,
that's why I make my way down in the mics.
I remember, like, it was, like, maybe a couple months ago, but I was so excited to get home. I had got my pizza, a little slices of pizza and a ginger beer from New Seasons. And, you know, I parked my car. I had, you know, taken all your stuff out the car, you know. And it's just like, as soon as I was about to go inside, like, go to the elevator, I dropped my ginger beer and my pizza flipped over onto the concrete.
Oh, no.
I cried. I cried then and there. I said, I can't believe this. Why me? I was so excited. I was looking forward to it all day. And that bottle said, and the pieces said,
dang.
Oh.
I can imagine that. Look, I went there for a minute. I was like,
like it's just those things where it's just like, no, I needed to just have my pizza and ginger beer after a full day. Was this at
your old place?
Yeah.
So you could went in the house and just walk back over there afterwards.
I could have.
But it was the principle.
It was
that
the principle
happened
that it's just
in the moment.
Because I just wanted to get home and chill, and I couldn't.
Yeah.
The things that I actually wanted, I was thinking about all day.
There.
Didn't even get 2 inches from the car. I said, this is trash.
This is trash.
This is absolutely garbage. I just don't understand.
I can imagine it.
I've
been there.
And it's just like, well, you already spent the money to get the pizza. And so it's just like, now, if I gotta replace it, I didn't bought it twice.
And like, you can go in there and say, so I dropped it out there.
Can I get another one? Can I just grab it? Like,
I can show you where it's at.
It's a sad crime scene. I promise you. It's really bad.
I've had a long day. Can you just help me out? Like,
just do me a solid.
Yeah. Stay with them like, man, that's going to cost you.
Like, I feel like if you've had those kind of days, you just know. You just want your things to be the way you want it in that moment because things have just not been that good. And then you finally get those things and you're just happy and you're ready to just rub your feet together and just be excited.
Yep.
And then it does that. And it's just like, you know what? Forget this.
It's like, why?
Sick.
Why?
Why? Give me a break. But I went back over. I bought me a case of ginger beer after that. I said, bump this. Give me the whole pizza. Because at this point, I'm not doing this with y'all.
It's time to make sure we got some assurance.
I
just
said,
in
no.
case.
And then I topped it off with a little Ruby Jill ice cream sandwich. I said, no. I demand.
This is a palatable moment.
Please. I need this. I need a win.
And then when you finally sat down and ate it probably was just even more good.
It was so good. And then by then I was tired because I was like,
I felt that for you.
You know, it's just one of those deep sigh moments. It's just like, I'm over it. Just can we skip to tomorrow?
Right.
At this point, I don't care.
I think it's interesting when you get older, the things that you appreciate, right?
Yeah.
And when there's a disruption or interruption to that, yeah, we know to be flexible. We know to not allow stuff to like really get to us in such a way. But the little girl inside, you know, like the little person inside that just really needs to exhale. It's just like,
because it just feels like you just dropped your ice cream cone.
I don't want to be an adult making an adult decision in this moment. I'm upset. Goodness. Like when you drop your ice cream when you're a little kid, it's devastating.
I'm like, what do you mean I can't react like this? I'm throwing a fit. You would too.
They be like, you need to just calm down. Listen. This represents a whole day.
I said this is a valid crash out right now, okay?
Right.
If you were in my shoes, this is huge. Okay?
Right.
My biggest problems is choosing which ice cream flavor, and it dropped on the floor.
Right.
Devastated.
Some folks just don't understand.
I said, now I understand why toddlers be crashing out like that.
Right.
Because if that is the biggest thing in the world to them in that moment. Obviously there's bigger things, but they don't know that yet. So that toy is literally their world, and now it's broken, and it's just like,
Yeah, so you want to get one last question? Would it be for me or me?
I think it's you, because I think that was my question. Was it? I do not recall. But I guess we can end it on this one. If you had one family recipe to pass down, what would it be? Because we losing recipes, y'all. people will be making stuff and
they ain't doing it right.
And they ain't doing it right.
They add new stuff to
people
it.
Changing the roster at Thanksgiving, trying to add in new stuff.
Adding shrimp to the macaroni and cheese. And just doing stuff. Being creative. Too much YouTube chefs.
Wrong day. Wrong day.
Yeah.
Do it any other day. 365 days out of the year. Just leave that one alone.
I tried it. One time, remember, I was like, I seen this recipe that it said you can crumble up the Lay's potato chips.
Oh, on the macaroni and cheese?
On the macaroni and cheese. And you was like, no. We're not going to do that, Mom. No. Just let it be what it is. You can experiment later, but just not on this day.
Any other day. Any other day. It's just fine.
Right. So I think the recipes, and I have started, like, literally, I've made multiple pages. And in my mind, there's going to be a special day at some point.
Well, they just all get put together.
In a book, and I'm going to pass them on. Getting your dad to put stuff in recipe format is, because he just be like, he eyeballing everything. And I'll be like, listen, that was good. Mm-hmm. Like, we need that to be consistent.
Yeah.
Like last time. We need it again, you know. So I think for me, because I can't speak for him, but I would like to make sure that you guys master the dressing. And dressing, potato salad. Those are probably the main ones that I think.
I think between me and like my sisters, we all know how to do at least one or two dishes that are different out of the mix of like a Thanksgiving meal. And then together, if we combine it all together, then I'd say we pretty much have everything except for the dressing. So I'm like, she got parts of recipes, I got parts of recipes, but if we put it all together, we have everything. So I think it just really depends. But yeah, I see Thanksgiving dinner is one of those like pinnacle things where it's just like, you need to know how to make this. This is what we've been eating for the past few generations.
Yeah.
Like over decades, these are the same meals. Everything else, you know, are all just very new or other people's recipes, but Thanksgiving is very consistent.
Because when I got married and I had to start doing my own Thanksgiving dinner, it was devastating. I was on the phone with my mom crying. I was so upset because I didn't understand why I had to do this. That was a non-compromising. I didn't feel like that was negotiable. It's just, we going to grandma's house. So we always do. And all my family is there. Everybody comes. It's a big deal when we would all go to my grandmother's. And I didn't understand the idea of creating my own traditions. And I thank my mom for that, because this particular Thanksgiving, your dad wanted us to host at our house. And I was just like, you know how this goes. We're going to my grandma's. Like, what do you mean? And I didn't say it with attitude. And just in my mind, it was a real panic. He didn't really know. But I was like, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. And that's when I realized, like, I don't know how to make dressing. He trusted that I knew something. I knew nothing. We could have a regular dinner, but so I had called my mom, and I was just like, I don't know how to do this, and she walked me through the dressing. It was trash. I did horrible. It was dry as a brick. It just did not correlate. I called my auntie May. How do I make this not dry? She said, baby, you got to make a gravy or something. How? So she walked me through to make the gravy.
Follow-up question.
Yes. So she walked me through to do the gravy. And it did not taste like what I remembered. But the seasonings did. But the texture was everything. So anyways, make a long story short, from that point forward, I continued to practice and practice and practice. Now, see, this is the thing. You know the ingredients that go in there. But my grandma would just throw stuff in there. And I didn't know the measurements. And, you know, you eyeball it. What does that mean to a new beginner at this? So I was very confident that I would get there because I know what it tastes like. Yeah. So I would constantly keep practicing. And every time I would practice, I would get better and better and better. I'll say by year 3, I felt like you did that thing, girl. Mm-hmm. And from there on, it just got even better. And I learned how to make other things that I remember my grandmother, when she was sick before she passed, I had asked her to teach me how to make her tea cakes. And that was a stretch because that was something that I didn't know any other family was doing. I've never been to any other friends or family's house that was making tea cakes. That one, I was like, we're not letting that one go. Oh, no.
Keeping that recipe in the
Right.
vault.
So she told me what to go buy. I went and bought all the stuff, and we sat down together. And she walked me through it, and she basically told me. And the thing that was so interesting was how to set it up. You mix your wet stuff over here and the dry goes in and you create a well. Like there was all these details. The details. It wasn't just throw everything in there. It does not come out that way. Mm-mm. So I practiced and practiced with that until I got that down. Where my mama was like, baby, you did that. That's when I knew. So, and then I did other things. So I think that's another thing I would make sure to pass down to y'all. That one definitely, the tea cakes.
I feel like I've been in the room more often when there's like cooking that's involved. So I feel like I know what is in everything, but I just don't know exactly when to put what in, timing. Like if I was to make a full Thanksgiving dinner by myself with all the things, I wouldn't know what's going in first, what's going in last, and I know what's at the end because usually that's the part where my stuff is being made. Yeah. So I'm just like, timing wise, there's not enough stove ovens in the world to get it done in my mind. I'm like, I need at least 2. This is a mess. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. But I mean, some practice gonna need to be involved.
I think that's something we should do. Just pick a dish and we practice together when it's not just the holidays.
Yeah, and it don't have to be like big portions because once you master a smaller portion, you can just double it.
And I'm used to doing big portions, so I haven't mastered doing smaller portions. That's the problem.
I feel like my macaroni and cheese in smaller portions tastes 10 times better.
It hits.
It does. It tastes 10 times better. I feel like because the flavors are packed into such a smaller dish rather than a bigger dish. It's like it feels like you add too much, but it really isn't too much. But when it's smaller, I'm like, nope, that's exactly how it needs to taste every single time. And it comes out perfect.
That's how you know you mastered something. Like now I can make dressing and just not have to worry about it. I can do it and just throw stuff and put it together and be ready. You practiced enough, you kind of, that's the eyeball it. I just had a moment.
She said, that's light bulb went off.
Yeah, that's the eyeball it. But yeah, we'll have to practice.
So y'all gonna be seeing me chefing it up here very soon.
That would be fun.
Make some recipes.
Yeah.
That could be a good episode to make a dish and also be talking about stuff. So look at us. Mastermind, brainstorm.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I like that. I think that would be good.
Well, we thank you all for spending time with us again.
And remember, healing is hard work.
And you're never on this journey alone.
Never. So until next time,
have faith and keep blooming. Bye-bye.